Welcome to #SADC, a bi-weekly podcast for creating awareness on the Southern African development community. #SADC podcast brings you information, news, and relevant updates on the organization's activities and impact within the region and beyond.
SADC, throw your hands up. Put your hands up.
If you are a regular news viewer, an avid content consumer, and have interest in this region's development, you will definitely have come across news on the Southern African Development Community, commonly known as SADC. My name is Tracy Chansa. In this first episode of #SADC, we will discuss what SADC is all about and its approach to communicating within the region and beyond. Joining me today is the Head of Communications and Public Relations Unit at the SADC Secretariat, Barbara Lopi. Welcome to our very first episode, Barbara.
Thank you, Tracy. I'm pleased to be on this first episode, and I'm looking forward to unpacking on today's topic, focusing on accessing information on the Southern African Development Community.
Now, Barbara, let's get straight into it. If someone wants to know more about SADC, what are the key sources of information about SADC, and generally what type of information is out there? Most importantly, who is it accessible to?
Well, Tracy, if we look at the size and scope of a regional body such as the Southern African Development Community, we are talking about a regional grouping of 16 member states, a market of about 366 million people, of which 74.6% are youths, a combined gross domestic product of about $720 billion, with enormous potential for trade and investment opportunities. The vision of SADC is one of a common future, a future within a regional community that will ensure economic well-being, improvement of standards of living and quality of life, freedom and social justice, and peace and security for the people of Southern Africa. So Tracy, that gives you an idea of the size of the audience for whom information has to be generated for and made accessible at the right time and within the right format. The first point of call for information for anyone looking to find out more about SADC is the website. Anyone who visits the SADC website, www.sadc.int, will find information on the history of SADC, its mission, the vision, its structure, the program, what SADC does, and all the relevant documents. We are mindful that not everyone has the means to access the website or other available platforms. That is why we believe face-to-face information is still relevant. But through this platform, #SADC podcast, we will reach out to more people. We plan to have this podcast packaged in a way that they can easily be shared via WhatsApp, on the phones, and broadcast on various platforms, including community radios in our region.
Now, I've noticed that the SADC website has been revamped, and I must say it is looking good and user-friendly as well. I noticed that you have a section for news articles and success stories from projects that you've worked on.
Yes, that's correct. We do have information covering a range of subjects, events, milestones, and success stories, which are packaged on the various pages of the website. For those looking for opportunities to provide services to the programs and activities of SADC, our opportunities section of the SADC website is a place to visit regularly, as there are always calls for tenders and many other opportunities for citizens of the region to apply. For those into research or those looking for information on SADC strategic policy documents, including the various protocols that are in place, these can be accessed in the document section of our website. In addition, there is a library at the SADC headquarters in Gaborone, Botswana, which has a whole wide collection of information resources.
Now, Barbara, are you saying that I, a citizen, can just walk into the SADC headquarters and come into the library to access this information?
Yes, Tracy, the library is open to the public, and we are open during workdays from 09 a.m. to 4:30 for library. The library resources can also be accessed online. Some of the titles are available for access online.
That's very good to know, Barbara. Now, We are in a digital era, so in terms of more digital content, what exactly is out there, knowing that, sometimes people prefer to watch and listen rather than reading?
Well, Tracy, that's a very good point. We are cognizant of the need to produce content that meets the demands of the digital area that we're living in. So the SADC YouTube channel is the main platform which houses all our digital content in English, French, and Portuguese languages, from events to documentaries and interviews. The video materials on the channel is produced with a target audience in mind, aiming to be informative and engaging. This broadcast and many more to come will also be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So we invite listeners out there to like our YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel so that they don't miss out when we have new items uploaded. We are also on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we also share digital content and quick updates on the happenings of SADC on these platforms.
What about those without access to these platforms? What engagement takes place between SADC and actual communities or the general public?
Yes, the Southern African Development Community has a structure of SADC national media coordinators who are information officers or managers in the ministries responsible for information and broadcasting in the SADC member states. Among their roles and responsibilities is sharing information about SADC programs to the public through the media in their member states. So the Secretariat works closely with this structure in disseminating information about SADC to the communities and the general public in the regional communities. In addition, the SADC Secretariat conducts several outreach programs, including participation in trade and consumer fairs, convening annual SADC industrialization weeks, SADC public lectures, and many more presentations that are made at various events and forums.
Now, Barbara, as mentioned earlier, this podcast is new. And so what are your plans for expanding it? What should listeners and followers expect in the coming months to follow?
Thank you, Tracy. #SADC podcast was born out of the need to connect and inform in a manner that is relevant and which offers an opportunity to learn about some of our key activities and how programs implemented by the Southern African Development Community are impacting the region and the lives of men and women, boys and girls in the region. This podcast will feature various people like the technical officers and experts coordinating SADC programs, representatives of member states implementing programs, including ordinary citizens of the region who have experienced achievements and the impact of SADC programs. The next episodes will really bring to the fore some of the unknown facts about SADC and, most importantly, instill that sense of community in the listeners. Listeners will get a chance to hear more about what the Southern African Development Community has done and is doing to make SADC a region that is peaceful, inclusive, competitive, middle to high income, and industrialized. A region where all citizens enjoy sustainable economic well-being, justice, and freedom, and a region where countries cooperate and have harmonized laws and procedures to foster regional cooperation, integration, and socio-economic development.
Barbara, it seems to me that there's a lot of information out there for anyone who wants to remain updated on SADC and wants to make use of the resources that are available. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to more of what #SADC has to offer. If you are curious about the coming episodes, stay glued to the Facebook and Twitter pages as well as the SADC YouTube channel to find out more. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the SADC YouTube channel, share, and retweet the #SADC podcast.
Southern African Development Community, in case you wonder when you see the name on your TV.
#SADC podcast is produced by the Secretariat of the Southern African Development Community with co-funding from the European Union.